when it happens, we will go live and make sure that we say all of the things they're going to be mad somebody said in the days that follow. If we don't show up on Fox News as insensitive,
right?
Look at how horrible these, obviously they're going to call us libs are, but but then we haven't done our job. And that's what I know about what our job is.
This episode is brought to you by our patron supporters. Today's patron of the day is the Crazy Pie Lady. Patrons get the show always ad-free and access to the extended episode with bonus content. If you don't want to miss all of that, go to patreon.com/calltheline. That's patreon.com/calltheline.
Patrons get the show always ad-free. That's what you want. No ads. And look, 2026 is going to be different, y'all. We're doing a whole thing. We're recording new ad spots. For example, I don't know if you know.
Thank God.
Yeah.
Thank God. We need to do that very badly.
I think we're sticking with the merch design, by the way. I think I just like it. I think I like the hand-drawn thing. We got to figure out if Promise is ever planning on coming back consistently. But
I know.
I love her. I hate her schedule.
Her Finnish ass.
It's like hate the sin, love the sinner. I love the Promise. I hate her work schedule.
I know.
Okay, this is a thing,
love
though.
Her.
Everyone, welcome to the final episode of 2025. That's it. It's over. Finally, 2025 is done. It's Tuesday, December 30th. Provided no incredible news happens, which honestly, something probably will happen because I think Donald Trump is probably right now getting a sense that he's not in the news enough. So he's like, what kind of crazy fucking thing could I do now? Mom, they're not talking about me. Bobby.
I know.
Bobby, how do I get back on CNN? The failing CNN that I hate, but I would die without.
Oh my God. Yeah, he is. It's a little bit, Tinkerbell is losing her shine. She needs the applause to survive.
Yeah.
So,
I should say. What?
I did see his very bruised and punctured hand, though.
Oh my God. Clots
looking
and
terrible
prayers.
as always.
Clots and prayers, people. Clots and prayers.
When it happens, I'm going to join the live stream, no matter where I am. Yeah. Even if I'm sitting on the toilet, I'm joining. I will
get up. I could be pretty sick. Yeah, even on the toilet.
For my phone, I'm joining.
You're just like, guys, I'm going to have to toggle mute a lot right now, but I just want to be a part of this moment.
Oh my God.
I want to be in the room when it happens. The room when it happens. The room when I want, I don't know. What would be the worst thing to say to him as he slips into the abyss? Because I've always joked actually, I don't even know if it's a joke, but that as my parents are dying, and I'm hoping that they're on the dying together, you know what I mean? Somehow they're just in the same deathbed.
Sure.
So that I can say hey guys, life was whatever it was. I don't really forgive you, but I'm moving on. All that. And so now as you slip into the abyss, I just want to say, now that you will be gone, I'm going to start having kids. Just to rub in the wound.
That's really funny.
Just tear at them a little bit. You were the, and especially my dad knowing he will have no control over whatever the legacy was that I then tell my kids. I don't know. I think it'll be fun.
I think he must know that to some degree now.
Yeah. Do you remember what day the first episode of 2025 was?
Ooh.
Published, released. Do you remember?
Okay, so actually I can kind of figure it out because we used to, I remember doing episodes from my car before, and
there
that was
some
early.
Of those.
Yeah, that was early in the podcast, and I remember it was snowy, so it had to be January or February.
Wait, but you didn't do episode 1 from your car.
Right. But if I did a later episode and it was still snowy, that had to be no.
Oh, I play on the old. Yeah, what? No, things happen.
So I'm assuming our first episode was Do you want me to guess like an exact day? Because I'll look and see what days were.
Well, no, I don't want you to look. Yeah. I want to see if you've got. I'll tell you. There's a reason why we did it on that day. It is a day. It's not just a day. It's a day. Do you know what I mean?
Oh,
it's
was
a something
it
day.
Inauguration day.
It was inauguration day.
That was our first episode.
Episode 1, 2025, inauguration day, and it's all gotten. Luckily, the world's gotten better since then. Do you know?
Yeah.
Do you know where you were? Do you remember what your set was on the first episode?
Probably the bed in the background.
Yeah, and the funny thing is like looking at it right now, that was still a solid set. Like
it was not bad.
I get that yours now has a more homey, like podcasty feel. You'll probably replicate some elements of it at your new location. I would love to consult on that new locations set.
I will need your help. So you'll have to consult.
I think I'd like everybody at the line to hook up with me at some point for some consultation of how we want to. I definitely want to take a lot of things to a new stage in 2026 because we are kind of uniquely positioned to be a Daily Wire competitor. Do you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But we're just not that yet. As far as like the amount of content, the amount of hosts, the amount of people ready to engage, the quality, we have that ability. And I'm like, I think in 2026, maybe we kill t-shirts. You know what I mean? Unless it's merch. Unless it's like a well-pressed merch. I think we show up in like it's our job, you know?
Yeah. I think that's fair.
No name tags. We kind of have name tags now, but
well, yeah, we have them at the bottom. Well, mine says the line has a podcast.
Oh, mine does too. Is that going to ruin our thing?
You change your name? We'll never be the Daily Wire. Yeah.
Well, no, I meant the file thing has that problem with it. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. Wait, I changed it now. Maybe it'll help.
I hope so.
There are podcast studios that you can rent in LA, and you can rent them like hourly. And so I've been thinking about doing that for like my own stuff, but
oh yeah. I was gonna say I think our podcast probably couldn't justify that expense right now.
No, yeah. Well, I don't know how much it is, but
yeah, I think if this year we make that, we expand the audience of the podcast so much that we just get our own. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that would be very cool.
Y'all move
but until then.
To Seattle or something, somewhere I would be willing to live because you're crazy moving to California.
Listen, I'm not super thrilled about it. I don't love California. I love my fiance a lot. And I think it will be, I think it ultimately will be helpful career-wise, but I also just like can't live in my parents' house. And
oh, yeah. I get it. I'm just saying.
We have to go somewhere, but I'm also not really thrilled about it being LA, but whatever.
I've been eyeballing Seattle for myself in the future. Probably not 2026, maybe 2027.
I think it is chilly there, which you would love.
Oh, yeah. It's finally chilly here today. It's in the 40s.
Ooh.
Finally. You want to hear what the most upvoted comment was on episode 1?
Yes.
Okay, here we go. Episode 1. Did you know The Line has a podcast?
Yes.
Unfortunately, I would say we have not sufficiently answered that question for a lot of people.
Yeah.
I feel that is actually still the ongoing question.
Yeah.
And
I've had people on Chewed Gum where I'll say like, oh, on the podcast, The Line has a podcast. And in the chat, they're like, The Line has a podcast? I'm like, and I can't tell if you're serious or not. I don't know. Are we going with the bit or do you really not know? I can't tell
I think
anymore.
It's mostly the bit. I really do.
Hope so.
I want to say, but y'all could go listen. You could enjoy the bit. I'm telling the people who are listening right now. What would you say? Do you have off the top of your head biggest stories of the year? Everything
I'm
just
sure
was
it's
terrible.
Epstein related.
And it's funny too, because like when you think about this year, it's like what constitutes this year when everything feels simultaneously yesterday and 100 years ago?
Oh my God, I know.
Like Donald Trump has only been in office for 11 months.
That's so fucked up. Oh
it's wrong.
Yeah. As I'm thinking about what could have been the top stories of the year,
Yeah.
it also could be that ACA is going to be ripped to shreds. It could also be that SNAP benefits are kaput. It could be that unemployment is high. And it could be that our gas prices are not the lowest they've ever been. And the price of eggs is better, but only because of bird flu subsiding.
And it's not better than pre-bird flu. Like, that's the thing. That's the thing that like drives me crazy with these people. It's like, guys, everyone understood it was going to go up because of the bird flu. Then it was supposed to go down to pre-bird flu levels. And the people were like, who's going to make us? As I always say, the CEOs, when they decide whether they're going to make stuff more affordable, they'll go, who's going to make us? Will they buy them anyway? We've already gotten them used to this being more expensive. How much do we have to get them down to keep making this amount of profit? And so it's funny where they'll just be like, just only look at, we're saying technically it got cheaper. Only look at that.
Yes. The entire White House website is horrifying dog shit propaganda now.
I love you. I can tell when your ADHD is on display, like when it's doing something to you. Well, because I've asked you what is the biggest story of the year.
I know.
And but your brain is blocking you from the literally unchallenged, obviously. There isn't a story that's even close to second place.
Well, Epstein. I assume it's like Epstein related. No?
No, it's not even close. Epstein is even not close because Epstein hasn't really happened. Do you need a hint?
I guess. Luigi Mangione?
Nope. But you're getting closer. You need a hint. Oh,
Charlie Kirk died.
Charlie Kirk. Yeah. Now, here's what's going to like fuck up with you. Fuck you up. All right. We've done how many episodes this year? Do you know what number this is? Don't look on the screen and cheat.
No, I don't even see where it is on the screen. I think it's 73 or something.
That's very, very close. We are up to, this is episode 76.
Oh, okay. It was close.
So if you had to guess, what episode would you say? By the way, the episode before it, we were talk about like Donald Trump just getting like a relief when he needs it. Donald Trump, excuse me, I feel like I was going to burp. He was going through the drawn birthday card Epstein thing. Yeah. Right before it, which by the way, I think everybody is confirmed. It buried it so much that we've like buried the news that it's pretty much confirmed he actually did draw that and did sign that. Like his own family. Like, that's probably, that's his.
Yeah, that's fucking freak.
It's definitely his signature. That's definitely like, this is a Donnie thing. Okay. So that was the episode before. Let me ask you this. Do you think the first time we had Adeline, the porn star, legal prostitute on, was before or after the Charlie Kirk thing? This is like how time warps with me. Do you think the first time we had her on, was that before or after? I think
before.
I would have never guessed that. I felt like it was so recent that she was on for the first time.
Yeah. Well, the Charlie Kirk thing happened in September.
Yeah.
And
so you kind of, there is, once you actually ground yourself to a period of time. Yeah. So if you had to guess, if this is episode 76, what episode do you think? I'll tell you the title of the episode. He was not trans, but he was Mormon. And was is capitalized because he was not Charlie Kirk.
What number episode was that?
Yeah. If you had to guess, if this is episode 76.
I'm going to go with 56?
That's like really close. That is really close. 52.
Is it actually? Shut up.
Yeah, episode 52 was that. Okay. That was our most watched episode on YouTube. Obviously, we are in a few different places. This year, we're going to be a little bit dedicated to get to some more places, get the podcast out to more ears, spend a little bit more time, try and have on more guests, I think will be a big part of it. Maybe lock down a schedule a little bit harder, so then we can say like, hey, let's have this guest on this day or whatever.
Yeah.
I think we're gonna really we're gonna give it a shot to actual expansion, because I feel 75 episodes in, it's 76 episodes in. It's crazy. We're not really trying that hard to promote it, but we're going to.
I know.
We're going to.
You know,
it's part of it is that it's for us.
Yeah, honestly, at this point, we use the podcast just to catch up and yap with each other. And then sometimes it just feels like people are watching it.
And to complain and to just be,
exactly.
overall.
It's our bitch and moan space. But I think you're right. I think we also could stand to be like a little more, actually, I'll speak for myself. I could stand to be more like involved in the preparation, especially because, and it's so weird we're talking about this now, because this morning I always get my best thoughts in the shower. I was in the shower and I was thinking about how there's been so much stuff that happened in like reproductive news in the past year. And I haven't really stayed on top of sharing all of it. Like I saw everything as it's been happening, but I haven't shared any of it. And that's such easy content for me to make to better distribute those updates and that information.
Yeah.
And I just like kind of didn't do it. This year was a little weird.
Not unlike this episode. Perhaps you should do it like a video that's like 2025.
Yeah, reproductive recap.
The reproductive news of 2025. That could be good.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
I'd probably watch that. I watched my first Forrest Valkyrie episode.
Ooh, and how did it go?
He's just boring. Do you know what I mean? He's really a hack. No,
people have always said that about him.
It was the Ray Comfort episode that he just did, and it was pretty good. It was pretty good. I watched and I went, all right, I see the appeal. I've genuinely never watched a whole episode of him ever. I had never watched anything of his. Actually, he was probably on the line for his third or fourth time by the time I was like, who is this guy? Because the commenters seemed to like him. Because I didn't book him initially. I didn't bring him on.
Who did?
My brother, back when he worked for me.
No way.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
And then you were like, look at this rising star.
Yeah. I will get in now and then start taking some credit for him.
There you go.
Yeah. Let me just slip in how I think he's better because he knows me now. Yeah. It's good stuff. And you know, lots of other big things happen. Now, Chewed Gum didn't launch this year. That was last year, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not new. Any oh my God, that's hit and play automatically too. Any Chewed Gum updates you'd like to, or Chewed Gum memorable occurrences, changes, things you'd like to share?
Well, we have transitioned from having Promise be a regular host to having Taylor be a regular host, which is really nice.
Yeah.
And that's been really
it was
fun.
sad too, but yes. We love Taylor.
I love Taylor so much. And it's tough because me and Promise started the show together. So she literally just sent me a voice note a couple of days ago and she's like, can I tell you how sad I am that I'm not on that show? But it's the time difference. It just makes it like impossible. But one day we'll get her to do a little guest spot again because it is really fun to be able to do
soon.
those episodes together.
I think we're getting everybody's availability and I think she's got pretty good availability for some stuff coming up, but I'm not outing. Anyway. Reasons to not share, but
yeah. But
I think she'll probably be on it soon.
I hope so. That would be so awesome. But we had Andrew call in as many times as he possibly could. He stopped calling in, but I think now he's also officially banned.
I don't know. I keep hearing he's banned, and I don't know what the context of that is. I understand something happened with Lux.
Yeah, I was not there for that either, so I don't know what he did or what he said, but I
imagine most hosts will only ban from their show.
Right.
And even in that scenario, they're like, you're banned from calling and I'm going to remember when you're on. And I don't think, I could be wrong, because he didn't call my number. He called Javon's number the other day. Mm-hmm. So, but anyway, I don't know. I haven't asked for an update on that or anything.
I'm fairly certain that he's not welcome back here anymore. Yeah, I think because I think the last thing that he said was, I mean, listen, here's the thing. Well, let me finish my first thought. I think the last thing that he said that made people be like, okay, we're done. We're not doing this anymore, It was something along the lines of, it must have been related to Jeffrey Epstein stuff, along the lines of like, if a person who is underage wanted to have sex with a grown adult, it is not assault because they consented to it. And like they gave him,
Dude,
like a hypothetical.
I don't think he's 19.
I don't know. They gave him a hypothetical, like I think of like an 8-year-old or something. And he was like, yeah, they wanted it. And they were like, okay, well, you're banned.
To me, I feel like he must have always been lying about being 19, because I feel like this is what I thought when I was 14. And the reason I thought that was in my mind, and this is how like self-centered you are growing up Mormon. And I'd like this to be as we go to the ad break. And by the way, please enjoy this ad break, because it may be the very last time you ever hear it. Okay. So why is it not? Okay, there we go. When I was 14, as a Mormon entitled, the whole reason why I liked the idea that somebody my age could consent to adults was I didn't want to cut off what I thought was my chances with Beyonce. Did I think I actually had a chance, like she knew who I was or anything? No. But I just thought, if we ever met,
yes, you didn't
I'd put a ring on it.
Right.
I liked it, and I'd put a ring on it.
I like the canon event for all girls that when you go to a concert and you're like 14, you're like, I'm gonna shave my legs just in case. Apparently a very common experience.
Yeah, by the way, I definitely didn't actually say the single ladies things when I was 14, since it didn't come out that song didn't come out till I was 18.
That did occur to me.
I hate what you just described, because one, they're 14, and two, the reason why they think they have a chance is because 14-year-olds prior to them had succeeded. Right. And adult men will prey on the whole. You seem so mature for your age. Oh my God. The number of times that, and I'm sorry if you're listening and I'm about to ruin this for you, and then we'll go to the break, I promise. But if you have unironically said like, and people have just always said that I'm like so wise for my age, so ahead of my years, just so you know, someone was grooming you. Just want to get that out there. You weren't really. This is like the most common lie to tell, especially young girls. Somebody somewhere was grooming you or wanted you to accept that life sucks so that you'd stop bugging them. Yeah. Like those are not real things. No, you weren't special, and your brain wasn't more advanced than other people. All your friends are being told it too, because the world is fucking terrible. And when women just have self-awareness at all, most other people are surprised by it because you're taught to hide that shit. That's what they meant. So don't do that. It makes me cringe every time. We'll be right back.
This episode is brought to you by the amazing people on patreon.com/calltheline, where you can get the show ad-free and you get the extended episodes where we do bonus shows, which is most of the time. Head over to patreon.com/calltheline and sign up today. Would you like to be one of the cool people who can prove...
Yeah, that one's one that I think about a lot that really bugs me. That whenever somebody's like, and the people always told me I was like ahead of my years.
Yeah.
I was always so wise for my age. I was like,
even
if you take 10. The grooming out, literally it just means like you were beaten down by that. You were just
or someone was taking
Up.
advantage. Yeah, someone was taking advantage of you in one way or another if they said that to you. Unless like, I don't know, I feel like sometimes like adults will say that as a way to like compliment a kid. But,
because they're trying to.
It's not so good. It's not so good.
They're trying to develop a warmth with you, so you don't start to suspect them that they're there on purpose when they keep happen to be around when you're getting out of your shower.
Yeah,
catching you in a towel all the time. Yeah. Bruh, the creepy things that like. You know what the worst part is? I heard a lot of these stories about like the creepy things adults and brothers and things did because my father was a bishop multiple times. And so he'd never tell us who they were, but he'd basically tell us like what people had confessed to, sometimes under the guise of a cautionary tale, but more under the guise of like, he thinks he cured a lot of pedophiles from being pedophiles with like some quip he made or some like thing. Like he would always tell this story about this person who was like banging a bunch of people and having unsafe sex and sneaking out a lot. And he was like, and I don't usually swear, but after he finished the prayer, I literally just looked at him and said, your dick's going to fall off. And he thought like that joke probably cured the kid.
Right.
But the more disturbing part is, as we already know as part of the church, is like all these stories of people who would tell him about like how tempted they are by the 13-year-old daughter's friends that come over for sleepovers and stuff, and things he would say to them that, and then like, no legal authorities, no secular therapy, no actual things that potentially could be helpful in the interim. It's all just like, anyway, we're going to pray the pedo away. That's ever worked.
Right.
And so that's where I'd like start hearing a lot of these first stories of like the way adults will be predatory toward kids. And I'm sorry, like it's one of those things where the other thing is, if you are a little girl who's just been told you seem older than you are, they're like, maybe you do. Or maybe society is aware that that's the compliment you want the most.
Yeah, and I also just think that like giving people that compliment doesn't actually, like, it's not really feeling as good as you think it is, because guess what? You're still talking to a child. They don't, like, them being told that they are more wise than their age is like, that's not, they don't give a shit. So it's like a weird, that compliment is just not even for the kid. And it's meant to like validate that they either were like parentified in their life, or they have been given like an inappropriate amount of responsibility in their life, or, like whatever.
I think a lot of the kids do care to get that compliment though, especially like, I think it's like a super common look, I am not trying to come off sexist here, but like guys, they have their line of things. And the number one like thing I've ever heard myself from people like from is, it's so often, it's almost like a little like maturity signaling that they're trying to say like, and I've always been told ever since I was little, I was told like, oh my God, you're so ahead of your years and stuff. And it's always girls. It's like a very sought after, if you are a teenage girl, way you want to be perceived, which isn't surprising. Like you want to be, I think it just comes in different forms, honestly, for a lot of boys. I think it's a little bit different with boys. We want to be taken serious as adults so we can do whatever we want. And like just get on with our main character syndrome arc. Yeah. I think. Whereas I think it's much more like you want girls tend to want that perception of, I'll bet you there'll be commenters who are like, oh my God, the number of adult men, especially who I think more than that happened, but the number of adult men, especially who started with like, would start hanging around me more, be around more and just say like, wow, it's like, you're like wise beyond your years. I don't usually like hanging out with the 13-year-old girl, but you.
So gross.
Yeah.
It's so gross.
Anyway, in that vein, I wish I had done like an archive of all of our transcripts from 2025, so I could just ask an AI that has them all to scrub and be like, what was Jimmy's most random and seemingly triggered out of nowhere rant of 2025?
Oh, that's a good question.
And I have no idea. I don't listen to myself talk, but that one's got to have been a competitor for it.
I'm gonna move Bonnie. No, that one's like pretty good in that it sort of is on topic.
Was it?
There's got to be, well, like,
I don't
Epstein
remember the topic.
And predators, etc. There's got to be one rant that you've done that made absolutely no sense.
Yeah. Okay, by the way, in the last episode, or in episode 74, we talked about that photographer. And it's really funny that like people would basically say Jimmy's wrong and Alyssa's right, but then they would basically put my position as yours. Which was I feel like your position was intentionally bad. The photos were intentionally bad. And my position was, I think they were intentionally an art style that he thought would capture a certain thing. I don't think he thinks he did a bad job. I think he thinks he did a good job at the specific theme he was trying to shoot.
Well, I don't Well, that's not where you started the argument. If I recall, and I'm willing to be wrong on this, I
Mhm.
thought that you started. It wasn't really an argument, but
No, I was
I think
furious. I slammed the laptop shut. I don't even have one
it's
here.
one of the toughest topics we've ever talked about on this
Mhm.
podcast. I thought you were, and maybe I like misunderstood. Do you hear the dog barking?
Yeah,
By
of
the way?
course I do.
Okay, because
Yeah.
my noise canceling is supposed to be on, but hold
Yeah,
on.
well, it can't do a burst. It does ambient sounds, not burst sounds.
Yeah. Well, sometimes I'm surprised when you can't hear them, so I always
It
ask. And
quiets a lot, but yeah.
okay. Anyway, so I thought your position was that the pictures were bad. The photographer was like not a good photographer. Because remember when we went to his
Oh,
Instagram?
yeah, that's true. That's true. When we first got started, I was like, no, I think this guy sucks. Because that was the first. But then when it was, I saw they were a capable photographer, but with still like a very sucky album. With that information, my position came, okay, I think this was an intentional, I think in a somewhat smell one's own fart way, they chose a style that they decided to do. Where it's almost like, because if you remember, I said the thing about like the people who never learn the rules to then break them. And I think he just went with like, I'm going to go with a style that pretends you're breaking the rules on purpose. And I think he thinks he did very well. But honestly, those photos suck. And I know people are like, actually, it's brilliant and genius. I don't think it is, honestly. I'm not saying you had to make it amazing or whatever, but now we're just stuck on like a way they can victimize themselves so well. And I think you could have done quality photography.
Wait, who's victimizing themselves?
Oh, Stephen Miller and all the MAGA, like, look at the way we're being attacked by the mainstream media. This just shows their bias. I think you could have done like a high end, almost like Hitler era, like Mussolini era. Like here is portraiture that fascists love getting taken done of themselves. And then be able to point that out after they embrace that. I think you could have actually done great photos that get the thing across rather than like, honestly, dog shit photos.
I still feel like I'm team. I thought they were awesome, but but also, and I said this when we talked about it the first time too. I mean, ultimately, anytime art is being created, it's to create some sort of conversation around it. And this is the conversation I think that he knew people would be having, I'm sure, was something to like this effect. Like, are these pictures just bad, or was this a stylistic choice? What I
don't think he thought we were going to argue about that. I think he thought we were going to talk about it, but not like that.
No, because most people would just like not be that passionate about it. But we have mental illness.
I was a photographer. Yeah.
So we discussed
there is that element.
You know what I was thinking? I've never seen your photography pictures before. You have to send them to me.
You've technically seen a couple because I've done the headshots for a few people on the channel.
Oh.
So like all Forrest's really nice headshots with the white background are me.
Oh.
But that's years after. I don't know. I don't feel attached to any of my old portfolio, to tell you the truth. It was very much for a living. You know what I mean? It's like,
yeah.
Do you want to see some real estate ads I did?
Yeah.
like, here's a picture of a real estate agent, and it's the picture you're guessing right now of like, what does a real estate agent that goes on like a billboard or on like a bench look like? Yeah. It's probably the same woman. It's probably like, because they all kind of look that way. I can't tell real estate agents apart. I'm sorry if that's racist. I'm sorry if that's my controversy of the year.
Oh my God. But anyways, yeah, I thought that they were more than anything like off kilter, all of them, in a way that's unsettling, which is exactly how that administration, I think, like is, where there's parts of them, like you look at Caroline Leavitt and she looks like a well put together person. She is like what many conservative folks would look at and like want to trust, because she's a white lady, she's blonde, she's like whatever, hair done in the way and dressed in the way and whatever. And then the second she opens her mouth, it's just like, what the fuck are you talking about? And so I don't know. I think that the pieces of those photos that are off are what make them special and interesting. And I really like them, but I also understand why they wouldn't like be for everyone. Like I understand why you look at them and you're like, nah, fuck this.
Have you
I
ever
like them.
seen, I'm trying to, I don't know what to search for, what words to search for to find it, but essentially it's like you can get a 3D scan done of your face, or a video game might have a person in it. And that 3D scan is made of polygons. They're triangles, essentially.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
if you look in it quickly, it's made of lots and lots of triangles. And technically you can take those triangles and you can flatten them. And you can take a scan and put it on like a 2D surface. And so it spreads out and it looks fucking crazy.
Yeah.
And so it like takes a face and just spreads it like fucking crazy to the
tell
edges.
me that's what
and that's what it looked like. The one with the chief of staff lady, that picture of her photo looks like one of those fucked up meshes getting flattened to be able to represent on a 2D image.
It's like so funny.
It looked like shit. All right. Do you remember in 2025, I remember we had a couple of tense arguments. I remember, it's funny how like, I feel like there's something about when we have another person there, somehow we get more tense, because you and I have never had, when we're by ourselves, an argument where it would seem like somebody should step in. And yet Promise has stepped in on a couple of our arguments.
You know what I think it is it's like when it's just me and you, I think we quickly resolve things. And when there's like another, like, what's the expression about like chefs in the kitchen?
Yeah.
That then it like the conversation, we have no control over how it evolves. But when it's just me and you, we have full control over how it evolves. And I think that our stubbornness understands each other enough that like we're like, it doesn't matter. You know what I mean?
I wonder if maybe she's just sensitive to the people I love are arguing too. And maybe she would have stepped in more arguments. Like maybe she would have shut down the photography discussion. She'd have been like, guys,
maybe
it's just pictures. It's okay.
Yeah. No, honestly, that's probably what she would do.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's probably what she would do.
How long
I remember
go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead. I was gonna say I remember the outhouse one the most. And that was obviously Promise was there for that.
I remember. Yeah. You were so mad that who uses an outhouse, that I don't just take her word for it, therefore that an outhouse is better.
Yeah. That was the only time I've ever actually been like pissed off at you.
Yeah.
Like actually
That's
mad.
not true.
But then we talked about it
on air, sure.
No, I've never actually been like mad at you.
We one time did a podcast after arguing for like 2 hours about something. You remember this?
But I thought it was about the outhouse, no?
No. This wasn't even with Promise. And this was within the first like 20 episodes. You and I like were going at it. It was like, all right, we got to make this podcast. And we were fine. But we went at it over something. I don't remember what it was.
I don't remember what it was. And honestly, the real tea is that none of those things have ever been important because I literally don't remember what they were. And ultimately what they do is they force us
I end up remembering because at some point, usually within a year, you'll be like, you know, I was thinking about something today and I realized that I believe such and such. And I was like, you mean that thing we argued about? And so you're always changing your mind to what I said. And I'm never the other. And so that's why I remember it.
Wait, are you saying that I changed my position? Oh my God.
I'm just fucking with you. The only thing that's kind of that way is we didn't argue about it. We just disagreed where we kind of had this disagreement over where I was like, look, it's not fair. It sucks. But yes, we have to worry about the male loneliness epidemic and we have to work toward fixing it. Otherwise, everything's gonna be worse for everybody. Yeah. And you were still in your, and we didn't even disagree because I didn't disagree with how you felt, but you were still in your, I'm so tired of hearing how I need to help men when they've put us here. And I was like, I know that. I know, but it's not going to. And then you watch one show on Netflix and you're like, you know, I just had an original thought that nobody's made me think before. I
started to have this evolution a little bit more before I watched Adolescence, but it would be funny if it was Adolescence because you were the person who recommended watching that show.
As though I did it on purpose.
I know, but I actually, what kind of like started that evolution was a little bit of that like culty training thing that I did. It was a little bit that. But then it also was, I read The Will to Change by Bell Hooks. That really helped too. But I think it was just time because I think like with so many things like that, you have to like, I remember in college, I had a friend in college who told me, and I actually should tell her how much I think about this, but she told me once before, when things are silly, be mad about it for 10 minutes and then move on. And
Yeah.
if it's lasting more than 10
That's pretty
minutes,
good.
that's like something for you to look at maybe. But like,
Yeah.
if it's silly, be mad for like literally set a 10-minute timer, because nothing, like, why waste your time being angry about something stupid? So in some instances, it's not 10 minutes and you need time to like be mad. So like I needed my
Yeah.
time to be mad. And now I like have come around to like have a better understanding of
It'd
all
be
of it.
interesting for you to now be on a show with somebody and see that
Yeah.
they're in that same spot. Because you know what you can
Mhm.
never do is say, like, look, I was where you were once. Nobody likes hearing that. It's the most
I
condescending
know.
shit. Like, I used to be that way too. People try to
Yeah.
pull that dumb shit when they call them like, I used to be an atheist. Be like, you weren't like me, bitch. Like, fuck you and your fucking face. No, you were not. An atheist, sure, but were you an atheist or were you an atheist, right?
Right.
So it's like, it'd be interesting to see how you tried to like navigate that with somebody where it's like you are me and you're
Mhm.
talking to old you.
We've had
tried
some
to,
people
like-
call in to chew gum with stuff like that before.
Yeah.
And some people still in the comments like
Get mad at you, I bet.
Yes, they
Yep.
still get mad at me. And they really don't like that stance, but I
Yeah.
think it's more important to stick to it. Sorry. So
It's
that's
one of
what
those things
do.
where it's like, you know what else there is? There can be positions where my position is different than yours, therefore they're at odds. And a lot of people
Yeah.
don't realize that's not the case. And that's what happened
Mhm.
with you and I. Our
Mhm.
positions were different with each other. And I was trying to communicate, you're not wrong.
Yeah.
I'm not wrong, because these
But-
aren't
yeah.
positions at odds. You're not wrong. That's
Yeah.
bullshit. That's unfair. That's
Yeah.
stupid. Why
Yeah.
men? Great. I'm not wrong. We have to do it anyway. Like,
It's like the
it's-
whole thing of like, it's not or, it's and. Both
Right.
things are true. And I was just not ready to accept
and your or.
the and. Yeah.
Yeah.
For me, it felt very or. And
Yeah.
and it's just not.
Would you say that's your
But-
2025 like evolution on a topic?
100 million percent,
Mhm.
because so much of like I now see like masculinity, patriarchy, male loneliness stuff in almost everything now.
Right.
Like I see it everywhere.
Right.
And it's going to be a big part of what I do content-wise next year,
Yeah.
specifically on YouTube. And because it just like, it's so big I think in general though, I'm going to be focused more on purity culture stuff.
Yeah.
But so much of it is that. It is like masculinity, it is patriarchy, it's
Mhm.
all that same like male loneliness, it's all the same machine that runs it all.
I think if I
So-
was trying to articulate it better now, I would ask a
Mhm.
person like, do you acknowledge that patriarchy hurts men too? That,
Yeah.
that this thing we're describing, toxic masculinity, hurts men too. And when they say, yes, of course, I would say, great. Don't you think it will be easier to convince men to stop lifting up a system that harms women
Mhm.
after you also acknowledge that it will help them because it's currently hurting them? I guess that's not even the right way to say it, but it'd be something along the lines of like, how are you going to convince men to get rid of patriarchy hurting women when you haven't convinced them to get rid of patriarchy that hurts men?
For themselves, yeah.
Right. You haven't appealed to their self-interest. You want it fixed for you before it's fixed for them. And men are too selfish
which
to do that.
doesn't make sense. Well, it's just not going to work. What I say a lot of the times now when I have these conversations with people who were like me in the beginning of the year, I'll say, I understand, but we
Yeah.
have to have like a goal-oriented approach.
Right.
And if we're trying to achieve a goal, it's not going to happen by everyone just being like, well, fuck the men. How in
Yeah.
the world would that ever work?
Also,
that's
what
like-
activism was ever fair?
Yeah,
Ever.
Yeah, that's a good
What
point.
activism has ever, what thing have you gone and marched for? Was it fair that you should need to march?
That you had to be there.
Like-
Yeah, that's a really good point.
Nothing is. There's always the unfair side. Like, it's bullshit.
Mhm.
I shouldn't have to go out and get my rights this way. I shouldn't have to try to ask authority to come along for the ride. They should just do it. It's like there's no fairness in it all. That's the whole point, is trying to achieve fairness. And people will mistake loss of privilege for oppression.
Mm-hmm.
And so if you don't appeal to these people who otherwise have no other reason to come along, if they just are changing for you and they're going to maintain the shittiness themselves, they're not going to do it. Even if it's one of those things where it's like, I hate this argument too, whenever people are like, yeah, but they should realize if we fix it, it will be better for them. Okay, well, right now, you just tell them fix it and you should realize it. And then they're getting coddled by the fucking idiot podcasters of the world telling that, and they're telling them, you're
Nothing's
great.
your fault.
Nothing you did was your fault. It's actually that bitch's fault. And they're like literally saying that bitch's fault. Like that's the way they're getting that information. So you can sit there and live on your high horse, or you can get off of it and do unfair things that deliver a fairer world for the people that come after us. Because at this point, I've even given up that I'm fighting for a world for myself to improve. Legitimately. I don't think I am. I'm fighting for a world of what's going to come after. I think in the short term, the fascists may end up winning. If you couldn't call what they've done already winning. But every time I
hate that you're saying that, because you very often are right when you make predictions like that. Yeah. And that makes me very upset.
Here's the one that I end up in crisis with every time. I go, Hitler lost. Would he have lost if Twitter existed? That's like, that's where I just sit there and go, like, no, of course he wouldn't have.
Yeah, probably
Hitler, like Twitter would have been the difference, and he would, like, or you could just say social media or whatever, if we'd already invented. Yeah. And so it's like, the fascists are back, and now they have social media.
Mm-hmm.
There was like a guy, clearly a Russian, pretending to be a Ukrainian on my threads this morning, thanking Donald Trump. Like,
that's crazy.
Guys, be so real.
Be so fucking serious.
In 2026, things are just going to get better. But you know who's a hero? Everyone who fought the Nazis, even though back then, keep in mind, a lot of people thought the Nazis were going to win. A lot of people fought them thinking, I'd rather die fighting Nazis than be a Nazi.
Yeah.
And that's a good thing.
Do you know what's interesting? I was talking to my grandma a couple days ago.
Did I cue the music too early?
No.
Okay.
And she was telling me about her experience with World War II and how she and her mother they dug a ditch and had to lay in it when there was air raids, air strikes, whatever.
Yeah.
They dug a ditch and she would have to lay, and her mom would always tell her she had to put her face into the dirt, and she never wanted to do it.
Yeah.
And also Nazis came to their house, took their house, and she had to go up into the mountains. That was the only place that was safe. And she lived in a fucking cave for months. And the men in her family there were specific times where the Nazis weren't in the town. And that was the time that they would run into the town to get food. Isn't that crazy? My grandmother.
That's crazy, yeah. Wild. Well, Nick Fuentes would say it never happened.
Right.
We'll be right back.
Would you like to be one of the cool people who can prove they were supporting this podcast right from the beginning? Well, you can. Head over to linemerch.com. That's linemerch.com and pick up some Founders merch for The Line Has a Podcast that will only be available for a short time and features the rough draft drawn logo that soon will be updated to look less like it was drawn by a 3-year-old. That's linemerch.com.
Okay, wait. So how much time did you have? Are we messing with your time? You've got like a few more minutes, right?
No, I have another like 45.
Oh, I don't have another 45, but we'll at least wrap this thing up. I thought you were on an hour or something. Anyway.
No.
2025, bad memories abound, but I had my first anniversary with my new partner. What a great day.
Wait, when was your anniversary?
Did our first. Well, let me tell you about that. That was a day. It's very interesting. See, my anniversary with my partner, we go by the day we first started speaking, essentially, because literally we pretty much instantly fell for each other, and we have not gone more than 12 hours without speaking at all. Like, and generally we're just all up in each other's shit. She's in earshot right now. We are addicted to each other. Time spent with her is just better. And so she moved here this last year. We have been practically glued to each other now for, I guess we'd be about 6 months of living together. And now it wasn't initially quote unquote living together. It was moving here. It's just turned out we've lived together pretty much the whole time.
Yeah.
She technically has another place that we don't use at all. And so we've been letting, when people come to visit, we let them use the apartment. And then when that lease is up, we'll decide if we want to continue, because it's actually been pretty beneficial to have somewhere where our friends can stay, except for the ones that cancel.
I knew that was coming.
And but yeah, like Javon's coming to visit soon. He'll stay there. And so, well, it's honestly like it's like a tiny little 1-bedroom apartment, and it's not right in the city of Austin or anything. So it's surprisingly affordable and may actually be beneficial to the line to keep something like that around. But we'll see and we'll decide, especially when I think of the plans I have for 2026, the way I want to see the line develop, the way I want to make sure we have lots to do, lots of potential to help with the midterms, because midterms are about local elections. Like we can affect people at that level. Arguably, Georgia was won by only 11,000 votes. We can help at even presidential levels when it comes to certain things. So I'm wanting us to be working toward that end. And there may be reasons why that works. Anyway, the day our anniversary, we do it. It's kind of a mixed bag, because we met while she was in Japan, and she was in Japan. It was September 10th here, and it was September 11th there.
That's funny.
Right. So it was like, okay, which one do we go with? September 11th? Well,
yeah.
Do you want your anniversary on September 11th? First of all,
no.
That's already a day I obsess over and think about a ton. Like that's, I've told, September 11th is my autistic obsession every so often. I like to say once a year, but honestly, it's probably like once every 7 or 8 months. I go and I watch, like, for a couple of days, I'll just watch dozens of hours of footage from the days. There are certain things. There are times I'm positive people don't even realize that sometimes I reference 9/11 in ways you don't expect. Like if you ever somebody says something and I say it specifically like this, oh my Lord, I'm literally quoting a video of a person who is there's a handy cam. It's just watched the second plane crash, and there's a guy in the background going, oh my Lord. It sounded like John Mulaney. Oh my Lord.
Yeah.
And I quote that like crazy. Okay.
Yeah.
So we weren't going to do September 11th. We were going to make sure that the anniversary can be as much just ours as possible.
Yeah.
We'll go with, it was September 10th here. So it was September 10th. So September 10th is when Charlie Kirk got assassinated this year. And we were out doing stuff. I don't remember what our plan was for the rest of the day, but we were in my truck and we were driving back. We were going to stop back by the house. And I'm not kidding. I've got my phone magneted and bloop, screen lights up. And I just look over at it, which is enough to unlock it. Top thing is a Truth Social post. I'm not even joking. Truth Social post. Within under 6 minutes of it happening, Truth Social was already lighting up about it. And which makes sense. It's at a MAGA event. Truth Social post. And I just catch a glimpse of it and I keep driving and then I go, wait. And I pull over into a parallel parking space in downtown in the town I'm in. And I read it again and I'm like, shot, like, what's the deal?
Yeah.
Like, he got grazed again? Because, we've already had a shooting, right? A big political shooting. And I understand his ear is fine, right?
Yeah.
So I hit it and I literally hit it and there's already a video. Okay, within 6 minutes, somebody very opportunistically was taking a video of Charlie Kirk and was like, oh, get this on True Social right now. The crowd is definitely still running and dispersing and it's still happening. Uploading. And this guy's uploaded it already, which doesn't help the conspiracy brain people, but I don't believe in the conspiracy. And so I watch it and I literally just go, oh man, he's dead. Like I knew from and it's really funny because then I started making some calls and I was like, hey, we're probably gonna have to do a show tonight. I think Javon was my first call. Jesse Jurdak, because of our relationship, was one of my first calls. The 6'8" chiseled god we have on the channel every now and then. You know who I'm talking about, Jesse Jurdak?
Yes, I do.
God. Forrest was early, but I think he didn't answer right away. Matt and Arden instantly sent them a message. It was like, guys, go look right now. Charlie Kirk shot. They're only saying shot, but I was telling, I don't remember how I told them, but it was funny. Like a lot of people did not want to make that. And I just think you can sometimes go, we just watched a guy die because of the type where the bullet, how much blood comes out, the way he goes down. And I'm not even joking. Like, I'm not trying to sound like I'm some expert in something that I'm not, because I'm not. But Forrest Valkai takes apart people for a living. And we kind of like argued a little. His wife was there and I was like, oh, there's no surviving that. He's like, well, you know, technically you could blah, blah. And he's like saying all these things. And I'm like, we watched a man die, dude. Like, I don't know what to take. Like that guy. And then I think by the time we talked about it on the podcast or by the time we streamed about it, within a short period of time, I was saying like, Charlie Kirk never knew he died. Yeah. Charlie Kirk was dead within a second of the round hitting him. That motion that you see him make is not a live man making the motion. It's a dead man making the motion. And then all of the stuff came out after. And I'm like, it's not because I'm an expert and I predicted it. It's because that's obviously what happened. And I get it. Like I'm friends with a bunch of libs using it the way they do. A bunch of libs who have never hunted in their life. But
well, I also think that it's so, I remember texting you too the day of, and I was like, do you think he died? And you were like, 0 shot, he survived that. And I was like,
yeah.
But
I think he died. I think we watched him die.
Well, not everyone saw the same camera angle. The camera angle I saw was like from the front and far enough away where I didn't even know where he got shot. I just saw he got shot and fell over. So that's another like smaller piece of it. But I think the bigger thing is that no one wants to like psychologically accept that that's what they just saw, because that was a traumatic thing for everyone.
A lot
to
of
be
people
watching.
Well,
that was just.
Do you remember my problem with how traumatized everybody was? Yeah, you wrote.
No. Oh yes, I do.
I just found
remember
it. You wrote, okay, that kind of looked like a headshot. What do we think? And I wrote, he's 100% dead. There's an angle that I feel makes it impossible he could have survived.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was basically me. Anytime anybody was asked, and Javon, when we were on the phone and we were talking about it, he's like, he also was on board with it too. He's like, I think we just watched a man die. I was like, we did just watch a man die. That is exactly what happened. I was like, that's not a shot you come back from, period. Like you can kind of even tell in this type of involuntary jerk his body does, where like people thought he was raising the mic back to his phone, but there's a symmetry to it. You can kind of tell it's like a death throw. It's like
I didn't see that. So I don't know what you're talking about. Was that after
the thing
he fell?
Referred to the lean? No, the fall. First, his arms go up stiff and tight. His whole back straightens up, and then he leans, as people like to point out, to the left. There's a very disrespectful joke that in the end, Charlie Kirk leaned to the left. Yeah. Anyway, so that's my anniversary.
That's crazy.
And so every year I will get to post happy anniversary to one of the greatest things that ever happened to me in my life. On September 10th.
Oh my God.
Is this not the greatest day?
That is so funny and so crazy.
Oh, it's not my fault. It's not my fault that I met the best person who just fixes me. Which is so funny because like, obviously that's not a good way to put it, but the way like I've told other people like who clearly are looking for a relationship to fix their problems, I'm like, you need to feel your problems are fixed. And never find. And I didn't think I was looking for somebody to fix me, for the record. Felt like I had everything as under control it could be. And now I'm like, I'm not going back. I'm not going back to the way life was before. I can't do it.
I feel like I don't think you need to be like completely fixed before you meet someone. I think you just need to be like,
you can't be looking for them to fix you.
No, definitely not. And I think you also have to be aware enough about the things that you don't do so well. Yeah. Because then if you're able to communicate that ahead of time and just And also, you have to be okay enough to say, I can't actually talk about this in this moment because I know that I'm going to get really stubborn or whatever it is, and we'll have to revisit it at a different time. That is like such a game changer.
You can't hate your own company. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If it's insufferable to be alone, to be with only yourself, that's how other people feel around you. Now, here's the weird thing. I love being around myself and everybody else hates it. So it's weird. It's a weird
Who hates
combo.
being around you? That's not true, you liar.
All my co-hosts.
Is your hair shorter?
Well, I cut it a few months ago down to my shoulders. The person who cut my hair did as good a job as one could have done. She was great. So this is not, I regret cutting my hair.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
Same reason you have those extensions in. It looks better longer.
Well, it's going to grow fast.
Do you
want me to send you a link to my extensions?
It was a short, No, I wouldn't be able to do the head feel.
Yeah, that's fair.
So that's my 2025 memory of the year was the anniversary with, we had some great time. My birthday would have been great. We went to like a water park resort for my birthday, but I had the flu.
At the resort?
Yeah. And so I just couldn't enjoy it. I couldn't enjoy it. Well, and by the time it was clear it was the flu, at first I thought I was having like allergies and stuff responding to certain things. Once it was clear it was the flu, we didn't try anymore. We weren't going to expose me to people. But we ended up basically like going the first day and I'm like, man, I don't feel good. And then I remember I tried their bubble tub. They had like a tub that's lined with like little micro bubble jets at the bottom. Mm-hmm. And I like got in and then I just had this sensation of like everything's terrible and you're going to die. And so I was like, you know what? I want to go home. And then we didn't really go back much. I think we did the arcade a little bit. Never did. It's an indoor water park resort. Never did it. Never did a single slide. Never did a single pool. But I loved having her here. Obviously, her arriving is high up there of like the you're here now, high up there. She had a hell of a time getting here though. On the second day of her drive, traffic on the highway in like, I don't remember which state she was in, probably New Mexico, stopped for 2 hours. Like a crash happened and completely stopped traffic.
I actually
touched and go, stopped.
Yeah, I vaguely remember you telling me about that.
She was having a tough time.
Was driving. It was
and there were other normally timed things occurring in her body that made it awful. Like certain things that happen to individuals with uterus.
Oh, I have to put Bonnie on the ground before she tries to jump. She's too old.
My Bonnie lies over the ocean. And then when she gets back, we're going to hear her favorites as I put in my Costco order. My Bonnie lies over the sea. My Bonnie lies over the ocean. Oh, bring back my Bonnie to me.
I sing that song to her all the time.
I believe you.
Okay.
Memory of the year, 2025. What's yours?
Well, I got engaged.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Well,
what's the good news?
I met my oh my God. I met my partner and got engaged all in the same year, which is, kind of crazy. But I also
I think here's the deal. It is crazy.
Yeah.
To do in your 20s.
Yes.
I feel, and this is probably flawed and people are going to complain, but I feel in your 30s, you know how to expedite certain things.
Yeah.
And figure out certain things. And also, I think in your 30s, when you're an atheist, the idea of if marriage is okay with you, it's like, okay, I'm marrying somebody who I feel good about the odds of spending my life with. But if it doesn't work out, divorce is not going to be like the worst thing ever.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. So that's very true.
I feel like there's even a different level where when you're in your 20s, especially younger 20s, you're like, who's my forever person that the divorce is going to be terrible with? And it's like, I'm going to marry you because I imagine the divorce will be very amicable if it happens. We'll still be able to like get through it fine. We'll be cool about it.
Yeah, I think.
Marry whoever would be the best person to divorce.
Yeah. And that's the advice that people so commonly.
And I've always said that.
Yeah, like people are not saying that and they should. But I think it also, I always wanted a like, love that hits you like a bus. And that's
Yeah.
definitely what I got. And I also, both me and Kevin dated a lot of people.
Yeah.
And so I think by the time we found each other, it was just sort of like
This is good.
shocking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This
And
has the things I wanted.
yeah, exactly. And then it was easy to,
You were waiting for
you
your
know.
number to come up. You bet on 23 black every time. And you
Yeah.
kept getting, like, every now and then you might have gotten a 22 red. You're like, ooh,
Mhm.
close. Okay, that's close. Number's close. And then you get like a 25 black and you're like, color's right. Number's getting closer. And then you finally land it.
Yeah.
You finally land it. And maybe life will now be great. Or maybe, like many lottery winners,
Yeah.
it'll end up being the worst thing ever. But I have high hopes. I think I would be a great lottery winner. I think I would do great things if I won the lottery.
Wait, I have to send you the videos of Kevin opening the cloak.
Yes.
Because
we'll probably put those for a bonus show. I don't know if we're going to have one today, but we'll probably put those as a bonus show.
I have to send them to you because they are so funny.
Yeah.
He was having so much fun.
So for people who didn't see the bonus show last week, she was correct. I got her a cloak, a Free the Sheep cloak specifically.
Yes,
they are very decadent, heavy, beautiful. They feel good. I hope you've worn them every night.
We've worn them. We were sitting next to each other on the couch, both wearing our cloaks.
Hell yeah.
Today? I don't think I took a picture.
This morning?
No, yeah. He left really early this morning, but last night we were doing that.
Last night. Good.
It's
I wish you had taken a picture,
they're so cozy.
Yeah.
They're so cozy.
So was the moment of engagement best moment of 2025?
I think the best moment of it, I mean, the engagement was awesome.
Yeah.
I think the best moment of it was when we got surprised with an engagement party that was our families together, because all of our families haven't been in the same room, like our immediate family. Hadn't all been in the same room yet. They'd met like bits and pieces of each other, but they hadn't fully met each other. And that was really awesome. That's when it started to feel very real. Because when it's just like me and him, it felt like a fake. It felt like fake sometimes. But then when it was everybody, it was like, oh my God, this is my family. Like
so
his
they
family
reached
is
out
my family
behind your
now.
back to coordinate. If I found out that was happening in my life, I would be literally like, hey, so I've already cut off my family. You're going to want to go ahead and cut off yours. It's time for us to go our own way and just not ever.
And I think, like Kevin definitely has stronger boundaries with his family than I do.
Yeah, so does everybody.
No. Recently, Kevin was like, you guys are enmeshed. This is not normal what you guys do.
Yeah, he was I'm not diagnosing anything, but Jesus Christ, it weirds me out all the time. Like, first of all, it weirds me out when people express affection for their family at all, because that's just not me and that's not anything I ever got. But then there's like the levels beyond it where I'm like, hey, you can be other people.
No, I know. So like yes, it's good that I'm moving. I think it's good that I'm moving. I also have lived away from home for like most of my adult life.
Sure.
But he was saying how, that trend that was going around that was like, text your brother what you had for lunch today and just to see what he says.
He already knows. I had lunch with my brother.
No, literally. But like my family group chat that he's now in, he's like, you literally can't even do that as a prank because you guys are just like sending pictures of your lunch.
Yeah.
A lot of the days. And,
yeah.
I don't know, but it'll change when.
What'd your brother have for lunch today?
I don't know. Today, I don't know. I know that they made homemade pizzas last night and they looked really good.
So they probably had leftover pizza today.
That's what I'm thinking. Maybe they had the leftover pizza.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's homemade pizza in an Italian house. None of that white people, you basically just put bread dough down and threw that in the oven.
Nasty.
Yeah, that stuff tastes like chalk.
He got a pizza oven specifically, and it heats up to 800 degrees. And he put that pizza in for like 90 seconds. It was perfect. He must have par cooked it, but yeah.
No, you can do at 800 degrees. You can cook a whole ass pizza in like 2 minutes. Yeah.
Really? Like from raw?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that's like a whole type of cooking. They even have like ones with conveyor belts, and like you can go to a mall and you can like Chipotle. You can be like that flavored crust, and they'll lay it out, and they'll be like this sauce, these cheeses that are, and then it goes in the conveyor belt one, and it comes out 2 minutes later, and it's done.
Right. Yeah, true. Anyway,
I thought that was, by the way, that is a brilliant business plan. I think, and they had one at the Southwest Plaza Mall in Littleton, Colorado, and I loved it. Except whenever you would go, every time the person doing it would act like you were putting them out, and they would go so slow. I'm not even joking.
Oh my God.
Like you'd go stand there, and first of all, the number of times that I stood in front of the place, like at the front of the line for like 5 minutes before somebody from the back decided to look and see if there was a customer, was like most of the times. And then they come out and be like, hi. They wouldn't ask like, what can I do for you or anything? They just say like, hi. And be like, oh, hey. Or just something like that. And be like, yep. Hey. So could I get a pizza? Like, yeah. And then like the slowest putting on these gloves they were wearing while they were doing and stuff. And then like would go down the line, and it'd be like, you'd be like, all right, I'd always get the firecracker crust, which is like a red pepper hot spicy crust. And then they'd be like, they would just like point to an area where the first time I went, like it was when it was first new, and clearly they were trained. Like, all right, what sauces do you want? You could do da 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 da. And then said this guy's just like pointing to like the sauce, and like, so I'd be like, okay, half red, half white, please. And he would be like, so what I'm saying is they were fucking stoned out of their goddamn minds. They were literally, clearly so fucking high. And so that store went out of business, but it's not because it wasn't good. It's not because it wouldn't have been profitable. It's because no one wanted to go there anymore because the service was the worst fucking thing. But this is about 2025, and that I haven't been to that place since 2020. So at least in 5 years. But I loved that place. I loved it.
Well, what do you have planned for 2026? Like, do you have
honestly, I think this year I'm well enough to really come back with a vengeance, I feel. And I think that Jimmy Snow in the line, I think, is going to expand in ways. I think that Thursday is the first, right?
Yeah.
So whatever my first show is after the first, I think you're all about to see a pretty big transformation of the space I'm in. Because that's been a little project I've been working behind the scenes.
Exciting.
I think I'm planning to upgrade my presentation.
Okay.
Upgrade the digital side of it, but also I think I'd like to look a little bit more
profesh,
like it's my job. I honestly don't think I miss making it look like it's my job very often, but I do think sometimes I think I and others can be guilty of being like, who cares if I'm wearing a wrinkled t-shirt? And I think we're gonna try to upgrade that a little bit. Be like, hey guys, wear something nice. Doesn't have to be like a tux.
Yeah.
Could be a polo.
Yeah.
Something with sleeves, maybe a collar. Unless appropriate to not wear a collar. If you want to put a little t-shirt and a blazer, love a t-shirt and a blazer.
Matt wears a button down every day, right?
Oh, I don't know. Matt's not a problem.
I know, but I'm thinking, I think he is. I think he does.
Yeah, he has some t-shirts, I know. And again, I'm fine with anybody wearing merch. Just make sure it's not wrinkled. Okay? Throw it in the dryer for a minute.
And able to be purchased in this moment.
That would be great. That would be great. Speaking of, linemerch.com to get those mugs right now.
Yeah.
Get some mugs. Oh, yeah. That's certified. I don't have mine with me, but they're good.
It's so cute.
Linemerch.com.
Yeah. That's a good 2025 plan, and I'm excited for you.
Well, us. I think you'll be a part of. We're going to work on the line as a podcast. We're going to work on Jimmy Snow in the line, of which there will be more opportunities for more people to join. And you're obviously on the short list of people I would like to have over there, because I don't have everybody from the line over there. I mean, I'm sure I would try everybody once if they wanted to, but like, who's like an obvious person? Paul, I don't think wants to do American politics. Paul is a Canadian apologist challenger, right? And that's what he's really great at. I don't know even how involved he is. And I know politically he's not an idiot. He's not, and we're not, like he's not secretly a conservative or something. But no, I'm just kidding. You know, that was totally, you don't date Shannon Q You don't end up with Shannon Q if you've got some conservative shit. She would
definitely
murder him.
100%.
And I'm just getting a news alert. Wow. Apologia found dead, murdered by wife. Okay. Just kidding.
Who?
Just kidding. I'm saying Paul died. Turns out he was a secret conservative. No, I don't think Paul would have any interest in doing political debates, for example, from the line. So the short list is people who, one, are more involved in content like that, and two, have some amount of specialty in it. And I will say we have set that bar a little high. I think that it's clear to me that it is what I should have been doing for longer. I think I'm a capable theistic debater, but politics is clearly I think it meshes not just capability, but passion. And so I think it's what I'm good at. Obviously people will disagree or agree, but to have myself, Javon, and now Ari as like our core team over there, I'd say it sets the bar high. So that when I say like people who are actually politically involved and up to date and stuff, I'm saying like, you're going to want to not seem weird with one of the three of us. So that's probably like the filter through which it's like, first, do you even care about politics? Second, can you hold your own with one of these co-hosts? And so that's who pretty much comes on over there. And then obviously like specialty topics. I love having our legal prostitute co-host from time to time.
Yeah.
She's also just cool. She's a cool person.
I haven't spoken to her in a little while. I need to touch base.
Say hi.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
You're on Facebook with her? I didn't even know she had a Facebook.
No, not on Facebook.
I thought you said I need to Facebook her.
No, I need to get in touch with her.
Yeah. Shoot a little text.
We haven't like texted in a little bit, so I need to like check in.
We'll have her back before long. Yeah, she's great. Well, what are your 2026 professional resolutions?
Well, I think I'm going to keep leaning into YouTube because I like it the most. I've always liked YouTube the most, but I had the hardest time starting there.
It's the most viable like career.
Content
Creation
at least you
career,
get like if you're going to put at least if you're going to put yourself out there, at least you get friggin' paid for the content you make, because every other platform you
too.
Really
people could be like, yeah, but you can get X number of dollars for an ad on Instagram, and it's like, great. And do you know that sometimes they just stop for 8 months in a row?
Yeah. And that's happened to me before many times.
Yeah.
So anyway, I really am leaning into YouTube, and I'm gonna I'm kind of noodling on a project about the masculinity stuff.
Noodle.
And and I think it would be interesting, but I need to like flesh it out because I want to have more interesting original content on my channel that is not like calls, because you can see them on the line edge, you can see them on the line.
But you still want calls. You're not saying no more calls.
No. The calls will always be on my channel, but I want to have like some what's it called? Variety in what I share. So anyway, so I'm gonna do that for sure. And I don't know. I'm curious to see what being in LA does, because
you'll be around a lot of creative people.
Yeah, which will be helpful. And I also think
it'll be interesting because you're already going there married.
Yeah.
Or getting married. And it's like LA, I know as the place where creative people and those who support their creativity get together, collaborate, and bang. It's like if you want it, there are other places you want to go if you're not also trying to fuck with that whole thing. But it's a long life. Who knows what you two will get up to?
It's a long life, and we've always said that. But I'm mostly excited about the YouTube content. I want to just stay more on top of everything. Like this past year, there was just a lot. I think honestly, with my grandmother being very sick and being in my house, and before that was my sister's wedding, my whole year just felt very overwhelming. So I'm hoping that everyone is okay next year, and I can really throw myself into like having an actual schedule that I stick to, and more consistently sharing things. But
you sound like those people who are like, and my wish would be world peace.
I know, that's how it feels.
I just hope everybody has a good time.
I know, seriously, everyone better take their fucking vitamins. Do not trip or fall. I don't want to hear about my grandma falling. I want everyone to be perfect and fine.
Well, it'd be strange to now hear about your grandma falling.
That bitch is falling every now and again, and she doesn't tell anyone.
Okay, wait. I thought we were talking about the grandmother who passed recently.
Oh, no, no, that would be crazy.
Because that would be odd. That would be a strange
Different
phone
grandma.
call to get. Your grandmother felt
Different
like,
Yeah, no, this is the grandma who's telling me about
day
World War
that.
II. That's funny because then I was talking about my grandma about World War II. Did you think that was also my dead grandmother?
Yes.
Oh, did you think I had like a psychic or something? No.
No, I thought she had told you about it.
No, my grandma like a couple of my grandma on the other side. On a couple days
on
ago.
the other side by a seance. You talk to your grandmother who's on the other side through a seance, and that's what you found out. All right, well, I think it's time we put a bow on this. I would say happy 2025, but was it?
But was it?
Did y'all have a good 2025, or was this a fucking nightmare?
It's a mix.
When's the next big
It was
one?
a mix.
Yeah.
It was a bittersweet year.
Well, we've highlighted a lot of the things we've liked, but if we really listed out the things we didn't like.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking.
We both like really found love this year, which
That's
is
true.
awesome.
Well, I found my love of the year prior. Located, but
Yes.
developed and budded it. But I
Yes.
told you how many days into meeting this person, like 2 weeks in, I was like, I found
Marrying
her.
her. Yeah.
Watch
know.
me marry
So
this
crazy.
one. Yeah.
So crazy.
It was one of those. Hey, everybody, 2025. Sorry.